This is part 2 of my series on journaling for productivity as a graduate student. If you haven't seen part 1 of this series, I recommend you go back and watch that video, especially through the mistakes section, because in this video, I'm going to be showing you those mistakes in real journals that I've used in the past. From there, I'm going to show you the new journal that I'm going to be using, and I'll walk you through how I'm setting it up based on the book that I introduced in the first video. Every journal that I'm showing in this video has a link in the description, and the book I introduced in the first video also has a link in this description. I also put some budget options if you don't have the money right now to buy the book, or you need a really cheap notebook to get started. I just want you to know that when you use one of those links to purchase a notebook or to purchase the book, it directly supports this channel. And I am very, very grateful for that support. It may seem really silly, but it does make a huge difference to me. And so thank you again. Let's get to it. Okay, so my first notebook is a Code and Quill hardcover. I got this one in undergrad when I was experimenting with nice journals. It is a really nice journal, but you can see as I flip through it that I didn't label any of the pages with a topic, so I have no idea what is in here. I didn't use an index and I didn't number the pages, so it's basically impossible to find anything. Okay, this next one is the Code and Quill softcover. Ouch. That's what I meant by being too artsy. Let's get through that quickly. It's terrible. You can pause it if you want to see how bad it is. This is the White Lines hardcover. This one is where I started to figure out that the index might work, but I stopped using it partway through. I don't know why. I didn't stick with it. I did better at labeling the pages, but again, there wasn't really a system to it, so I have tons of different notes in here. This is actually a really decent notebook if you want the index to already be in there for you and you don't want to have to maintain it yourself except for adding the topics. This is another lectern. This one doesn't have an index. Oh, actually it does, and I just didn't use it. But again, I failed to label any of the pages. It's difficult to find things. The paper in this one was thinner, so the ink that I used did bleed through a lot, and I found that really frustrating. But again, I have no idea what's in it because there was no system. This is my favorite so far. It's a Dingbats notebook. It's beautiful. I love it. I love the pages. Definitely ordering from Dingbats again for this next notebook. Okay, so this is the budget option. If you just want to try this out and you really don't want to invest $20 in a notebook right now before you figure out if this can work for you, just grab a composition notebook and try it. I actually did this for this book as I was reading it. So I took the legend from the book and used this notebook as practice because I knew I wouldn't feel bad about it. So I tried out setting up my own index, tried out what the future log would look like. Obviously, I wouldn't want to leave so little space for the future months, but this is how I got a feel for it and why I started to think this could actually work. I also just tried out doing a daily log of some things that were in my brain. This is cute. My sister watched my YouTube video and she said she was proud of me, so I wrote that down. I also tried out these custom collections here, some notes I had in mind, and this was all a notebook I already had, and I think I bought it at Goodwill for like $1. So this is the book that I will be setting up, and I'll show you which page I'm going to be using. It's page 118 and 119 in the copy I have. 118 is the most important. This is the initial setup, and that's what I'll be showing you in the rest of this video. This is also the custom collection section. This is what's going to give me some flexibility, and that was one of the things I needed in a system was, you know, doing a few things my way. There's tons of other good stuff in this book, so I do recommend that you get a copy of it and read it. If I tried to explain everything in the book in a YouTube video, it would be like 3 hours long. I promise I'll return this one to the library, by the way, if you're a CU student. This is the Dingbats notebook I'm going to use. It's a little different from the gray elephant one I showed you before. This one is bigger, and also the paper I think is a good bit thicker. Sorry for the reflection from the ring light. I didn't really expect that. So the markers that I'm going to be using are these Dingbats markers. I like the colorfulness a lot. I'm, again, not going to try to be artsy in this one because that has failed for me so many times in the past. Let me get this unwrapped so I can show you what it looks like and just flip through it for you. Okay, that looks so much better without the plastic wrap on it. So it's got this like fabric-y cover to it. Oh wow, these pages are way thicker than I expected. It feels almost like cardstock a little bit. I don't know how much I'm gonna like that. It definitely won't bleed through, but I never use these pockets. It has one if you want it. I never use them. I do like that it has 2 different strings you can mark pages with, so I'll probably keep one on the daily log and one on the future log, or maybe the monthly log. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna see how this works out for me, and I'll let you know in a future video. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with this. So again, I'm referencing everything off of page 118 in the book, where it gives you a really nice breakdown of how to set this up. So I'm just gonna let this play in real time, or record in real time, so that you can watch me set it up. As you've probably realized by now, I am a roboticist, not a full-time content creator. So I did my best with the filming, and hopefully everything is in frame, but I do apologize if it's not. Okay, so this is pages 1 through 4 for the index. Honestly, seems like a lot of index, but I'm just gonna go by the book for this first time that I use this system. Just stay consistent. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, and 8 are going to be for the future log, which is just all the months except for the first month that you are starting the journal. So normally, at least in this system, the book says that you should start a new notebook in January of each year. I am starting this a little late. I'm starting in February, so my future log is going to start in the month of March and go through December. Okay, so obviously they started in January, but I am starting in February. So my first month will be February. Okay, so index, future log, monthly log, okay, daily log. So I'm gonna set up my daily tomorrow morning and I'll have that in a future video. Before I do anything else, I need to update the index. This is a habit that I really want to get into and really want to stick to. Okay, so let's see, 5 to 8. Then I had February, page 9. Okay, so I'm actually not going to put the daily log in the index. That is what this book recommends, is to not index the daily log, so I'm not going to do that. I will get some custom collections going tomorrow when I do the morning reflection, but I'm not going to show that here since the video is getting a bit long. Okay, so that's my setup, and I'm going to be reporting back in a few days to let you know how things are going, and I'll show you an update. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.